Hi, I'm Forrest from Mr.Kitty, and this is What's in My Bag, the at-home edition. My first pick is Zoltank by Aural Vampire, a duo from Japan, a robot and a vampire, making electro, industrial, J-pop, and synthpop all in one awesome record. I love this CD so much. I go back to this every time I look for inspiration. A lot of this has given me influence for my music. It has the perfect blend of like an 80s undertone with like a gothic J-pop like environment. It's solid. I love it so much. I wish that everybody could hear this like every day. And second on my list is The Best of World Trance Fantasia, Volume 1. Now this comes in 3 volumes, but I love this one the most because it has every single song that I loved playing on the video game Dance Dance Revolution. I'm a very big fan of trance music. I love every kind of it's this type of music that's beyond electronic music, I think. But this CD is definitely the perfect mix by DJ Tomo. It's a bunch of other trance songs that have come from Dance Dance Revolution that aren't really on a specific release, so this is definitely a must-have if you love trance music. For my next pick, I chose Enigma's 1990 AD. This is such a strange album, but it's so thought-provoking, and just for the time it was so crazy to have Gregorian chant with like new age type beats. It was so insane at the time, but this album has been like with me since I was a child. My dad used to play this a lot, so much to the point that it like broke in half at one point, and then he just kept buying it. I was just enamored by the mixture of these abstract environments and abstract sounds that just came from this record. So if you have not listened to Enigma's 1990 AD, it's a must listen. Up next we have Silent Shout by The Knife. The Knife is a duo from Sweden. They make really crazy electronic music. This is the deluxe edition, which comes with the audio-visual experience of Silent Shout. It's an amazing live show that I think they only played one time, but this album is so cool because they used a very minimal sound set to create the entire album, and so every song was created with like a vocal processor and a sequencer and some kind of synthesizer. But I love this album. It's so creative. It's just like it's always a go-to. I listen to it all the way through every time I play it. And for my next pick, I chose King Knight by Salem. I love this CD so much. It mixes everything that I could think of. It's a perfect witch house album, but it contains elements of shoegaze, experimental, like dirty South hip hop and trance. It's just like, it's this crazy lo-fi just like masterpiece that just feels like you're in a daze throughout the whole thing. But Salem's King Knight, there's not like a more perfect album than this. Okay, now we have some LPs coming up. This first one is kind of a inside joke, if you might, but I really, really adore this record. This is Jennifer Connelly, Jennifer's Christmas. This is a one-off song that she did in the era of The Labyrinth and Dario Argento's Phenomena. She basically recorded this song in Japanese and sang it phonetically for a Technics commercial that was for like a stereo with telecommunication, like a headset or something like that. I can't remember to be exact, but this features Jennifer Connelly singing and some orchestral arrangements that remind me of like Final Fantasy. She does some monologues in this, but this is a limited heart-shaped vinyl, and as you can see, Jennifer Connelly on the back. It's so great. Yeah, I love this. I recommend you, if you can, check this out. And for my next pick is one of the best alternative rock albums of all time, The Cure's Disintegration. This album has followed me throughout my entire childhood. My mom loves The Cure, but I never remember a time where we didn't own The Cure's Disintegration, whether it was a CD, whether it was a tape. This is my first time owning this on vinyl. It's a beautiful double gatefold. It's so heavy, but it's just like, it's cool to hear these songs remastered after listening to them for so long. This is a cinematic masterpiece by The Cure, Disintegration. And for my next pick, I chose Ghost in the Shell, the original soundtrack. Ghost in the Shell is my favorite Japanese animation by Mamoru Oshii and Shiro Mazumune. This album is otherworldly. It is abstract, it is ambient, it is just, I love Ghost in the Shell so much. I always have this DVD on me when I go on tour, whether I go on a flight somewhere. Anytime I'm traveling, I have Ghost in the Shell with me because it's so inspiring. It's in 1995 Japanese animation, for it to be that crazy just blows my mind. But the soundtrack is just on another level. This is, Ghost in the Shell, composed by Kenji Kawai. I love this so much. And having this on vinyl is like so dreamy. And for my next pick, I chose the iconic album The Fame by Lady Gaga. I was living in a small town for most of my life, and to see somebody like Lady Gaga pop up on the music charts and take over the industry by storm was awesome. She was doing such crazy things, dressing wild, making these awesome songs that just like ripped your face off. But The Fame is definitely my favorite body of work by her because it's pop music unapologetically. It's so perfect. It's awesome. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. Such a powerful woman in the music industry. And for my final pick, I chose Vivaldi's Four Seasons by the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and the soloist is Itzhak Perlman. Excellent soloist, plays these pieces as they were written. I love the Four Seasons by Vivaldi. It's my favorite Baroque piece. I have no words for this because it's still a perfect body of work, all four seasons, up to this day. My favorite one is Winter. I always go to that piece of music for inspiration, whether I'm stuck in a rut or whether I just need something to clear my mind. Vivaldi's Four Seasons definitely is like the winner in my book. I love this so much. Thank you to Amoeba Records for giving me this opportunity to share these records with you guys. I love that I'm able to do this, and I love that I'm able to accomplish this as like a lifelong dream. I've always practiced doing this in my bedroom, and now that I'm actually doing it, feels so cool. And a big thank you to you at home for joining me for What's in My Bag, the At Home edition. Thank you guys, bye.